All right. So Karim Tawfic here. So you are you have multiple businesses here. You have Appearance, which is like an advertising agency,
Yeah,
and Canvas Vibes. So
exactly.
before we even talk about your businesses, kind of give us your 2-minute origin story of how you got into entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So as a 18-year-old, I kind of like by coincidence, somebody asked me, "Hey, yo, can you organize my birthday?" And I was like, "All right, I don't even know about this stuff, but if you think I'm cool enough to do that for you, sure." So basically, I organized for a bus to pick us all up from the mall and bring us out to this club. I got to the club, and the guy was like, "Yo, you know that you can be paid for this?" I was like, "Wait, what?" So he's like, "Yeah, you can do this, and like, I'll give you $5 a head, 15% on tables, and I'll give you a free bottle." So I was like, all right. So I did that for 2 years. And every Friday, Saturday, I would fill up a school bus, sometimes more. One time we had 6 school buses. It's pretty awesome. And like I would make $3, $4, $5, like more than that on every person. And dude, the bus is 45 people. So
Sheesh.
an 18-year-old, I'm out there stacking like 2, 3 grand a night. So that was that. And that was like marketing it. I was using Facebook very lightly at the time. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize what I was like really using it for. I was just like, put a post made on Canva there and call it a day. Um, I stopped doing that after 2 years because I got fed up of being part of nightlife. And I got into university, started doing management and all that fun stuff. And then about 4 years ago, I had an injury. So I tore my Achilles tendon in June 26, 2016. So that put me out on crutches for about 8 months. And I was a year before I could walk properly again. So I got disability insurance for 6 weeks. I'm out for 8 months, right? So I couldn't go to my university or college or whatever you want to call it because my school is on an uphill and it's downtown and I live like 40 minutes away. So going there was just like made no sense. So I was basically at home and come week 5, I'm like, okay, what the hell happens now? Like disability is covering me for 1 more week and I have no source of income and I can't go to a job, like I'm in crutches. What am I
Mm-hmm.
going to do right now? So I literally looked up how to make passive income on Google. And there was like 26 results. One of them was e-commerce and the next one was drop shipping. So I'm like, what the hell is this stuff? So I remember like YouTubing it and I found a guy called Till Boadella and he was giving pretty much like the most in-depth free course that I found on the internet at the time. Um, and I just chewed through it. One of the mistakes I made was like I partnered with a friend of mine who is, um, kind of in it for the quick dollar, and he was kind of an impulsive person. And we didn't finish watching the videos, and the guy already wanted to start, like the store. I was like, dude, let's watch all the videos. No, okay, fine. We did it. It didn't really succeed. I think like week 4, we had an argument of whether to use GIFs or images for collection thumbnails, and it exploded out of proportion. He deleted the store while I was at my job,
Ah.
and that was that. So, anyways, I continued with that store. It didn't do that much money. In my first year, I made like 20 grand in sales, absolutely unconsiderable. And I was learning really as much as I can, as fast as I can, YouTube videos. The thing about self-learning without an educational context, it's like reading the pages of a book that are not in order. So like you
Yeah.
can't make a story out of it. It's just pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So what I decided to do was, okay, cool. I'm gonna apply to marketing jobs and like Hail Mary, maybe I get something. So I applied to this job as an affiliate marketing manager, and they got me an interview. They straight up told me you're the only guy here that doesn't have a bachelor's, but you're the only candidate that actually has like an online business.
Mm-hmm.
So I was literally hired for my passion for it rather than my qualifications. Um, and I went there, man, and like I thought I was like, I knew a little bit. I knew nothing. So yeah, I got promoted twice while being there. I just proved myself. I made them a lot of money, so I got raises. I got promoted. I started off at 35, and I walked out of there at 55, which is pretty chill for a 9-month tenure. And then I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go back and try to do this ecom thing again. And I was like, you know what? I learned some company culture stuff. Like, let me try to do an agency. So I started an agency, got an office. Yes, I know this is more than 2 minutes, but we'll worry about it. I got an office. Man, I put a post on Facebook. Anybody down for an internship, hit me up. I got
Free
5
internship?
people.
Free internship?
Free internship.
Okay.
5 people rushed in. Yo, I'll be at your office every day. And I'm like, the thing is, they saw me as a guru, but I saw myself as a retard, like who's just like not a retard, but like limited knowledge. I'm just trying to do the best I can. The thing is, I can't train 5 people and also make money, especially with the limited knowledge that I had.
Mm-hmm.
I got a few clients, but right at that time, I wasn't confident about my skills yet, and I didn't know how to value my work and my time. So I got a few clients, but man, I was undercharging like crazy. Like I was building websites for $400. I was running ads for like $500 a month. So like, you need so many clients to make a decent income. It didn't work out. So after 4 months of doing that, that was September to December. I'm like, yo, I'm closing this back up. I'm gonna go get another job, and I'm gonna go learn more skills that I don't currently have. This time, I felt more confident about what I was worth, so I went on with it. And during that time that I had the office, we built an ecom, and it was doing super well. We were drop shipping. Thing is, I was selling art, kind of like what I'm doing now with Canvas Vibes.
Yeah.
Except it was from AliExpress. So I had no rights to sell any of that shit. After like a few weeks, I got a competitor who messaged us like, hey, your name is Pretty Big Canvas. Ours is Great Big Canvas. You're too similar to us. Here's a cease and desist.
Huh.
All right, we changed the name. A few weeks later, I get hit with another thing. An artist hits us up. Yo, that's my art. We want royalties. No problem. I start giving royalties to the artists who claim their art. Some guy reported us on Instagram, didn't even bother messaging us to ask for his royalties, and it said in our bio, message us to claim your royalties. He just reported us, so I lost my Instagram page. So I was like, hey, yo, this agency this thing is not working. This ecom is failing. I'm getting a job. Wanted to apply for a bunch of jobs, and consider I left off at 55K. The first job is like, yo, we want you. You are like, what your skills that you have are amazing. We're so down. They offer me 75. Another company offers me 55. I'm like, no, listen, I have another guy at 75. So they offer me 65 plus benefits, plus this, plus that. You know what? And I like the other company because it was like a solar power app. So I thought it was like a better purpose, The other one was an agency, and Lord and behold, I actually ended up getting an apartment like 1 block away. So that would have been convenient. But anyways, I ended up working at that company for 3 months. And during that period, I just bombed it, man. I was like on a mission. My job was to manage social media and email marketing. A few weeks in, I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, why are you like making me schedule posts? Or not even like post manually. So it's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, okay, I'll schedule it. So I literally scheduled social media posts for the entire year. So like we had blog content, social content, and I'm talking like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I scheduled everything, including blogs. It's crazy. So that was like something I was supposed to do day to day, done in 1 week. Email marketing. I literally made a template and I made a holiday campaign for every single holiday. There's like about 16 of them. And they're all pre-scheduled. So email marketing for the year, done. So like all we needed to do when the holiday came about is like plug in the promo we had. The template was done. The audience was preset. Email automations, same thing. I just set up a bunch of them so we could just fire them as we wanted to. So my boss was like, yo, I have no work to give you right now. She wanted to hire a media buyer for like 95K. I made her an offer, yo, give me that role and only increase my role by 20 grand. So pay me 85 and I'll save you 70K. She's like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. The biggest ad budget that you manage is $100 a day. This is 1,000. I'm like, yo, it doesn't matter. Like, we have an agency managing it right now. Have the guy mentor me for like 2-3 weeks and walk me through it. She wasn't crazy about the idea. And they just started noticing that like I didn't have much to do. We're like, yo, give me shit to do. Like, what are you gonna do? I was good at my job and I finished for what I had to do for the year. I started doing webinars, getting them sales, growing their figures. Eventually, they're like, look, like this isn't really working. We're gonna have to go both our ways. And I was like, no problem. At the time, I had also gotten a side gig to work on Ty Lopez's team, on his social team. So I was taking care of Twitter content and making captions on their videos and shit like that. So I was like, you know what? I don't mind. I'm already having a lot of people asking me to help them out, and I'm telling them that I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a leap of faith. You guys want to go our separate ways? No problem. I don't even need my 2 weeks. Let's just call it a day right here. Literally packed my shit at 11 a.m., went back to this place where I currently live, and just started bombing it and getting clients. And I started my agency. So consider this: on my third try at online entrepreneurship, it worked out. And yeah, I just started acquiring clients through referrals originally, and I started acquiring, new knowledge. I took on Jeremy Haynes' course, Digital Marketing Mastery, and just started learning, man. And one client after another. I started off in SaaS because that's what I had the most experience in, and then ecom, and eventually I just built a network of people who would white label with me. Started acquiring clients through directories, ads, and just a bunch of sources, man. And here we are now, 2 years in.
So let's get into some like rapid fire questions more specifically, because you said you like doing SaaS, e-commerce, lead gen, but just to focus on e-commerce for these rapid fire questions, what are the most effective advertisement strategies for 2021 for e-commerce brands?
Right. So I came up with my own strategy. So there's a very simple principle in marketing called AIDA, AIDA, attract, interest, desire, action. So I literally left off whatever every guru had to say on the internet, and I just took that marketing principle and turned it into an advertising strategy. The big difference between what I'm doing 2020 and 2021 is that I'm putting 10% of my ad budget towards lead gen campaigns for e-commerce. What I mean by that is I'm putting about 5% of my budget in top of the funnel for, hey, become part of our exclusive discounts newsletter, be part of giveaways every single holiday, and just collecting emails. Because the ROI on getting sales from emails is a lot bigger than the ROAS you're going to get from that 10% budget anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So the effort here is to collect, to own your data. Because when you're running ads, those custom audiences that you have, that's rented data. That data doesn't belong to you, it belongs to Facebook, right? But email lists are fully yours. So that's the big difference between 2020 and 2021.
Okay. And can you kind of break down the system that you have from, acquiring a client for an e-commerce brand and reverse engineering what they want, and this kind of like the supply chain of the whole ad itself. So for example, you look at their target audience, and then from their target audience, you make the creative, the ad copy, the landing page, everything to get that sell? Like, do you work on the full spectrum?
Right. So we have different packages. We have packages, it's like $2,000 a month. We manage your ads. And once you pass $5,000 in ad spend, we charge you a percentage of the additional ad spend. So I don't like the idea of taking money from your profits. So if we have to work more, we charge you more. We have another package, it's $1,500 a month, and we'll get you 50 pieces of creative that are basically repurposed content that we edit to make graphics on it and make it into ad content. And yes, we can offer to rebuild Shopify stores, WordPress stores, make your funnels, but those are all additional services. Mm-hmm. It depends on the client. If they already have stuff that works well, I'm not going to go and fix something that's not broken.
Yeah.
But generally, all the clients take the $2,000 ad package plus the $1,500 creative package.
Okay. And so do you literally take care of the ad creative, the ad copy, the campaigns, everything?
Right. Yeah.
Now, if you're a solopreneur and you want to create your own agency, this can be like a lot of variables, a lot of work. So is it possible to do this as a solopreneur, or do you need to have a team or someone like a co-founder to help you do this sort of work?
You can 100% do this as a solopreneur. I'm pretty much a solopreneur. Everybody that I have on my team is contractors and freelancers that I use when I need them.
Okay.
So here's what I mean. For example, when I get a new ad client, I have an Excel sheet that I import into our ads manager that has my entire strategy in it. And I have a junior media buyer that works with me, and I give him a fixed fee per setup. So he goes and I give him the creatives, the strategy, the copy. and he just goes and sets it up. So I don't spend time on setups. I spend time analyzing data and making decisions on how we're going to scale. That's it.
Okay.
For creatives, I hire, like, there's agencies like Design Pickle, No Limit Creatives, Get Ads, and Bands Off Ads. There's so many of these. We use Get Ads, but hey, that's totally to your discussion. So you're paying like $3.99 a month for unlimited creatives for 3 brands. That means it's costing me more or less like $150 per brand, but I'm charging them $1,500, right?
Yeah.
So I'm making 10x on my time, on that investment, and we're both winning because the more ad creatives I have, the more I can grow this ad account, and the more results I can get them. So everybody's winning here. The client gets more creatives so that we can scale. I get a service that fulfills for me at a really good cost, and it makes my job as a media buyer even easier.
So you think it's better, or not better, but a good idea, especially if you're a solopreneur, to outsource everything and then focus on what you're best at?
Correct. It's not about focusing on what you're best at. It's about, as a solopreneur, you need to focus on income producing activities, IPAs. That's what I call them. Like literally delegate everything that is not an IPA, or delegate everything that's not worth your time. You know
Now,
what I
how do you
mean?
do that? Like, what's your framework? Because it sounds easy, but do you literally write everything that you do throughout the whole day? And then you're like, okay, this thing is literally pointless. I'm losing time. I'm not making revenue from this. It's not moving the needle. Therefore, I got to hire someone or outsource this.
Right. So whenever I put a new system in place, or to do like a fulfillment system in place, I'll go and find the components I need prior to doing that.
Okay.
So if I have okay, cool, now I have a system to set up clients quickly. I'm gonna go find a media buyer. I'm gonna find a graphic design agency. Boom, that's out. So as soon as a new client comes in, I use Plutio. So I have project boards that automatically get created, and I can just delegate those tasks to people. It's not like I have to make a list every single time. It's all preset. The thing that I do different than others probably is I plan a lot in advance, and I have templates for absolutely everything, so that when things come out, there's very little planning and just strictly execution.
So do you kind of have a cookie cutter solution to some degree?
Oh, dude, cookie cutter for everything.
Really? A lot of people
Yeah.
say that that doesn't exist, but I'm pretty sure there's some things that you have to change.
Dude, it doesn't exist because people don't share it. Like, I have mine, and I'm willing to show it, but I'll never give the files.
But I'm saying across different industries. Like, it could be an e-commerce brand that does, a supplement, and then the other one can be, I don't know, like mugs or something.
Doesn't change a single thing.
Really? So the core principle is the same, but the creative is different, obviously.
Exactly. Like, I'm willing to show you the diagram if you want. If you want me to share my screen. Let me get you to fit page width. Let me know if I can.
Okay, there. Share screen.
Like, this is my ad diagram, and this has everything in here.
Oh, am I sharing my screen or?
Yeah, you're sharing yours.
It's not.
You have to make me the host.
Do you have to request it?
You have to make me host or something. How does that work?
I think for that to happen, the podcast will end.
Oh, okay. Let's not do that.
No, I think.
But basically, bro, it's like top of the funnel. I put 50% of my budget. My audiences are lookalike stacks and interests. My creatives are intro creatives and lifestyle creatives. My copy is a hook and an entry offer. My headlines, I test multiple angles. My descriptions, I use anything that relates to trust.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the funnel, interest, I use 25% of my ad budget, and I'm going to retarget everybody for all events and engagers and video viewers in the last 14 days. The creatives here is unboxing and I'm giving them a first offer, and demonstration videos and a first offer. The copy is a hook and a first offer. The headline is a testimonial lure, and the description is social proof.
Now, quick question. Sorry. Are you gonna finish? My bad.
Oh, there's more stuff, but like, dude, by all means, ask me more stuff.
I was gonna ask, do e-commerce brands, do they have to rely on paid advertisements to get revenue, or are there other ways? For example, other ways to drive revenue. For example, off the top of my head, I can think of a blog with links to their product or service. That's more of a long-term play. But do e-commerce brands, do they have to rely on paid ads?
they don't have to rely on it. But if you want to scale, it's the number one way. If you don't have the funds or you don't have the skills to run ads, simple shit. Obviously, social media. I'm not going to tell you about that. Influencers. I'm not going to tell you about that because that's the stuff that everybody's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, discount websites.
Wait, discount
Groupon.
websites?
Like
Groupon.
websites like Groupon. There's like 100 of those. Go post your discount on 30 plus websites. That's all traffic for people who actually want a deal and are ready with their credit card out. They're impulse shoppers who just want a deal. That's amazing traffic. By the way, like let's say I have a website that converts at 1%. I've noticed that people who come from those websites convert at like 9 to 15%. So it's high converting traffic. Just take the time, write your offer, and go put it.
That's pretty innovative.
It's super simple, but yeah, you can do the blogs and all that stuff as well.
Okay. Now I kind of want to jump the gun to Canvas Vibes, and this really interests me because first question is it a print-on-demand business?
Yes, it's print on demand.
Okay. Now there's a lot of big players on print-on-demand. There's Iconic, Intuitive, and a whole bunch of other ones. Now, when you made your Canvas prints, like what was it that you saw? Was there a hole in the market, or did you think that you can produce something a lot better? Like, how do you figure that out?
I didn't really think that there was a hole in the market. I just see like, if there's a lot of competition, that means that there's a lot of demand. I understand the Canvas business because one, I was doing it before, and two, because we have a client in that niche as well. And I kind of understand what makes them succeed. What makes you succeed is testing a lot of different designs and finding your unicorns. So that's what we're like, pushing towards is finding our unicorn designs. That's why we're adding a lot of designs and I push them out on ads and we go from there. What we do to get art is that we work with Instagram artists. So what I'll do is like literally go through their organic results, like their social content, and check out which designs got the most engagement. So I'm going to test those ones first on my ads. I'm not going to test every design because that would be a waste of money. So I'm only testing the designs that I know got a good amount of engagement organically on their feed.
Wait, but when you created your site, did you kind of have, for example, Iconic, they're more into the motivational, inspirational / entrepreneurship space. But for you, did you gravitate to one specific niche or what? Is it just general sort of Canvas?
Yeah. Originally, we went for what we had access to. So I had like a lot of like psychedelic stuff, collage art, what do you call it? Pop art. It's kind of stuff that I also happen to like. But advice, don't be emotionally attached to what you sell. So that's important. Right now we're like expanding. We're trying to add more flavors, more stuff like that. And I know that it's a long game with ecom, especially with print on demand, especially with canvases. I'm open to other types of businesses and I have run other drop shipping stuff. It's just like this, I actually enjoy running it.
Okay, I see. It's like a passion project kind of?
It's honestly like a side project.
Okay.
I know that it's going to yield well because we started getting a good ROAS. And like, consider this, I launched this thing in December. So I'm willing to wait a few months. I'm willing to lose a few $1,000s to gather data and like understand how people are behaving on our website and who's our perfect audience.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And going back to your agency, what were the biggest insights that you've had over the years? Because I feel that from your agency, you can apply a lot of knowledge, a lot of insights to your e-commerce brand. So what are like some insights that you mind sharing?
Because we work with a bunch of e-com brands, I get to test a lot of ideas using their ad budgets. Sorry guys, but we do this for the best. So I get to like obviously like test things with their budgets and then apply it to other brands, other clients, and as well to our stuff. So the big insights: test a lot and always plan twice and then cut once, and then what else can I tell you? Oh yeah, produce creatives like a machine. Like I love to scale using creatives. I just pump out all kinds of creatives. Like with some of the bigger accounts that we have, we'll literally bust out 10 new ads per day. And that's really the pattern that makes the difference between e-commerce brands that hit 7 figures and 8 figures, is that they pump out so many creatives that they never actually exhaust their audience because they're always them showing them something new regardless.
So I guess in that case in point, you cannot be afraid to spend or invest in ads. So,
Dude, yeah. Cut your losses quickly and test a lot of shit.
mm-hmm. So Karim, I know you're in a time crunch right now. So if people want to hit you up, learn more about you, where can they find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. That's the number one place you can find me. Why? Because I'm professional there. On Instagram, I'm a little bit more easygoing with it. Obviously, it's Karim Tawfic on Instagram. We do have a Facebook group. It's called Online Marketing Mastery. I share a little bit more of exclusive content. So my diagrams for ads, that's all there. The new iOS 14 ad diagram, it's also there. I'm also on Clubhouse. Trying to be pretty active on there as much as I can. And obviously on Facebook, but Facebook is more like friends and family.
Okay. Are all the handles the same?
All the handles are the same. Karim.Tawfic. It doesn't change.
All right, dope. So I'll put that in the show notes. People can click on that, add you, and hit you up there. All right, man, or join your Facebook group.
Yeah. Most importantly, guys, if you want the ad diagrams, go to the Facebook group. It's there. If you really insist, message me. I'll send it to you. And yeah, there's so much content I can share with people, for templates, whether that be how to fulfill for clients, literally how to onboard, how to do market research, what to do with your audiences, your creatives, your setups, your automated rules, how to plug and play ad strategies inside of your ads manager, so you can get set up for the year in 35 seconds. I just make templates out of everything, and I highly recommend you do that as an agency. Otherwise, you're not scalable. And yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Dope. So Karim, it was definitely a pleasure, bro. I really do appreciate it.
My pleasure, man. I hope we have time for more questions. But hey, if you want more questions, just have me up again.
For sure.